the latest installment of Chord by Chord, a series designed to build your understanding of harmony in the fretboard. So far, I've shown you the 4 basic types of triads: major, minor, diminished, and augmented. This week, I'm going to show you a new chord type that goes beyond triads, the 7th chord. There are a few different types of 7th chords, but for this lesson, we're just going to focus on what's called the dominant 7th. A dominant 7th is built from a major triad with a flatted 7th added on the top. What is a 7th? Well, for example, when we build a major triad, we take the 1st, 3rd, and 5th scale degrees from a given scale. If we're talking about a D major triad, we're going to use the 1st, 3rd, and 5th scale degrees of a D major scale, which are D, F sharp, and A. This is shown in example 1. Now, if we want to build a D7 chord, we use the 1st, 3rd, and 5th to form that major triad on the bottom, and then we add the 7th degree and lower it by a half step. So the 7th degree of a D major scale is C sharp, and if we lower it a half step, we get C natural. This is shown in example 2. As per usual, example 3 starts us off with some open chord voicings. First we have a D major open chord, followed by a D7 open chord. Now, if you notice, we only happen to be changing one note between these two chord voicings. That is, on the 2nd string, we go from playing the D at the 3rd fret to a C natural at the 1st fret, which is the 7th. Example 4 gives us our first bar chord voicings. This chord is often played using just the middle 4 strings. You can also do some finger picking with this chord shape by using your thumb on the 5th string, and then your 1st finger, your 2nd finger, and your 3rd finger on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings, respectively. So. In example 5, we have a less common voicing. In this example, we're taking the 5th, A, that we're playing on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and moving it up to the 5th fret, turning it into a C natural, which is the 7th. Example 6A takes us up to a bar chord in 10th position. All you have to do here to get that D7 voicing from the D major voicing is to take your 4th finger off. Example 6B is very similar to example 6A, but this time we're doubling the flatted 7th by adding it on the 13th fret of the 2nd string. Example 7 is the same as example 3, just moved up 12 frets. This one is much more difficult to play on a 12 fret guitar. Now that we're at the end of this lesson, you should know how a D7 chord is constructed and how to build it from various D major voicings. One song that happens to make use of a D7 chord is Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. You're my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la? That's it for this week. Next week I will show you a variety of ways to play a G7 chord.